slash marker. PGA Tour. PGA Tour 2. Golf is just, it's evergreen, man. Just like the greens.
2K Sports and the Corn Ferry Tour are delighted to welcome you to today's event. Today's coverage of the Fellowship Open is about to start.
What's next? The return of the King Open? I saw grass and then I mowed grass. Jay, that would go pretty hard on a t-shirt, for sure.
Shining, the birds are singing. What a fantastic day to be out here covering some golf.
-2. Sorry, Jay, I forgot. Chat hates lawns. So, honestly, you're canceled. If you don't immediately replace all of your grass with a clover lawn, regardless of whether your HOA would throw you in prison or financially butt-fuck you for life with fines, then you are a bad person. I will say, you know, I've been taking a lot of walks, and I'm not going to narc on anybody because I don't want to make enemies, you know, in my community. Horrible shot. But until Monday, Tuesday, it didn't rain in Vancouver for like 3 weeks, essentially. Mad Dog Nation, thank you. The Lawn Defender has logged on. Thank you again for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, Mad Dog. I gotta figure out. Mad Dog is Vitalik Buterin. It's the only explanation, man. People are going to start asking questions. Please tell me you're not Elon Musk. Because then, listen, I don't have principles. I would have to stop making fun of Elon Musk. And that gets me some of the easiest +2s that I ever get in chat. I would do it, but it would affect my ability to provide entertainment. Anyway, I'm not... Thank you again. Thank you again. Thank you. I'm not going to narc on anybody in Vancouver. But we haven't had rain. Until Monday, Tuesday, we hadn't had rain for almost a month. Everybody's grass was looking like straw. And then you'll walk by like one house. The rest of the block, it's yellow lawns as far as the eye could see. You'll walk by one house and it's positively verdant. You might say, what's the problem with that? Well, we have like drought restrictions were in place, so you could only like water your lawn like once a week or so. I mean, the concept of watering your lawn seems kind of ridiculous to me in the first place, but I understand people want the front of their house to look a specific way. But so everybody else was following the restrictions, and their lawns look like shit. And then you just see one house where it's positively, it's as green as a boreal rainforest. Could be a different kind of grass. Sure, could be. Could be. Chibli could be a different kind of grass. Could be. Many different kinds of grass these days. Chibli, but Sleepy Joe doesn't follow the watering restrictions as laid out by the city of Vancouver. I said it. Everybody's thinking it. I said it, Chibli. It's bad, but I can't stop doing it. What was that? There's more Kelsey grammar. I keep slipping into, you know, we happy few.
Two big hits there, knocking it on this par 5 and 2.
Hey, Naruto AMV from 2007. Thank you as well. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Ooh, clean up and down.
That was a gallant attempt.
Thank you.
9 feet to the cup. That hurts. Pretty good chance here. This one's
pretty good chance for par. I agree. Pretty good chance for par.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
He's right, you know. MorganFreeman.png. He's right, you know. I think this is a perfect shot. Do it for Prince, baby.
Going with the 6-iron here.
Hey, Conham.
Be handy if he could bounce right.
Thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. I do have to say, and this is just related to your name kind of sounding like a prophylactic, but I don't mean that in an offensive way. Did you know that Trojan Magnums are the best-selling condom in North America? Great chip, by the way. Hey, Fat Rat Flex, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you.
Wasn't expecting this.
Much appreciated. A fellow Magnum user, I see. You know what would be a great experiment? To get Trojan to rename the Magnum to just Trojan Normal or something, Trojan, whatever, and then release a new Trojan Magnum that's like 25% bigger than the existing Magnum. And then see if it eventually reestablishes itself as like as the biggest seller. Hey, thank you R2DP for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you, thank you. I must be doing something right. I did everything wrong and they supported me. Can I just say, to Justin's credit, I was going to say in his defense, but everybody laughed at the time as well. Hey, AirPod Slime. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. You know what? Yeah, this is why I should play more golf. You're absolutely right, Jay, because golf appeals to the upper quintile of earners. We're getting a lot of white-collar professionals, senior executive level individuals that are like, holy cow, I finally understand Twitch. It's like, if you watch hockey on TV, all the ads are like beer, pizza, Toyota. If you ever watch golf on TV, the ads are like Mercedes, golf items, and like luxury real estate and stuff like that. Rolex, exactly. Hey, Giago, thank you as well. Thank you. You Watanabe, librarian, thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. We're getting all the HVAC small business owners. Oh, you mean real certifiable patriots?
He's found the surface.
All right, Sasper, thank you as well. Everyone else stop, okay? No more. I got to generate some banter, okay? Thank you, thank you. Blue-collar workers that you despise? Excuse me, you've got me like so backwards. I respect them because I don't think I can do what they do. All I'm saying, and all I have ever said, is that the duties of being a plumber don't seem that hard. I'm not saying the job isn't hard because like every day you got to do it. You've got unpredictable hours. You're on call. You're elbow deep in shit. You're bent over all day. But I was saying, like the dude who replaced Justin's washing machine. Like at the end, I'm not saying he didn't provide a valuable service. I'm just saying it wasn't that hard, right? Dude shined a flashlight at the back and was like, this dude obviously doesn't know what's going on here. If he did, he could just go to the Home Depot and fix it himself in under an hour. But guess what? I got the part in my truck. Fixed it. Is this a bit? Are there any plumbers in chat that can tell me I'm wrong? If you're like a web developer who lives in Austin, Texas, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about at the same level that I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me get some plumbers here to actually, set the record straight.
Going with the 8-iron here. This one's going right at the pin here.
Oh!
Big time play that one, Beamer.
Absolutely. In there close. Good look at.
I'm a plumber and you're right. I don't believe you. I simply don't believe you.
Let's see what happens here on the 6th.
I went to a mechanic and they quoted me $500 for parts and $1,000 for labor. I went to the auto parts store, bought the part myself for $10 and did it. Lol. Listen, I think you're well within your rights, but at the same time, I don't think that they were trying to scam you. Maybe they were trying to scam you a little bit. But like at all, anytime you pay somebody else to fix something for you, it's always going to cost like an order of magnitude more than it would cost to fix it yourself. Like your ass didn't want to fix it yourself. That's why you called somebody. They don't want to fix your car either. That's why they're charging you, you know, what the market will bear. I installed the windows in my house and saved like $7,000. Like, that's crazy. I support this. I'm also just saying, me personally, if there's ever a quote where I'm like, I'm not going to pay that, I'm not like, oh, I'm getting scammed. I'm like, oh, that's just too much money for me to value the service. Like, if I'm going to do it myself, I'm probably not going to do it myself. Some things, sure. Oh my God, I made a putt.
So that's back-to-back birdies, and he'll move into the top 10. He's currently tied for 10th. And after a birdie at the last, he'll take the
Imagine doing things yourself. Well, I don't know, like, chat's not going to like this because they're the only people who can call people in their 20s and 30s boomers that disagree with them. But I feel like doing things yourself is admirable, but looking down on people for not doing things themselves is very boomer coded. Like, everybody that works is in a business, and most businesses, maybe not most, I'd have to check the data on that one, but many businesses provide a service that somebody could do for themselves or alternatively go without. So the idea that like, oh, you should never, you know, go to a mechanic, just do all the fixes yourself. I get it, but at the same time, maybe, you know, you should never use Geek Squad either, Grandpa. You know, maybe, so you always pay a convenience charge to do a service that you don't want to do yourself. And whenever people, sorry, I talked too long. The gifted subscriptions got purged from the chat. I meant to say thank you, Wafa88. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was ranting. Well, that's the thing is people will say like, you always see it online, you know? People are like, I haven't been to a restaurant in like 4 years. And you're like, okay. Like, what do you want me to say? Congratulations? Like, everybody knows. They write it as if it's like a revelation. I can't believe that people would go to a restaurant. Do you know it's cheaper to buy food from the grocery store and cook it yourself? Yeah, of course. Did you know it's cheaper to steal vegetable seeds from the Canadian Tire, plant them in a garden, wait for the vegetables to grow, and then harvest them yourselves and then cook them? Of course, but like, at some point you have to choose the kind of life you want to live. And maybe you get, I'm crazy! Depending on your circumstances, maybe it's a necessity, or maybe you derive some self-esteem from, or your identity from not paying for services that you feel like you could do yourself. And I think that's fine. But always looking down at people that are like, go to a restaurant or pay somebody to do their oil change or something like that is, I don't know. I think you should get a life. Not that anybody in chat was doing that. Hey, Rare STG, thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you. Like, for example, if you can't entertain yourself, you could just buy gifted subscriptions for me so I can entertain you. See, that's like, it's the way of the world. Like this. Why is every male streamer so handyman inept? Why is it that it's okay for you to say this guy is bad at doing things, but it's not okay for me to say it's a better use of my resources to give money to someone to get time back for myself? I could have phrased that in a less nice way as well. But I'm just saying, whenever someone's like, the streamer is dumb and inept, people are like, so true, so true. Whenever the streamer is like, I'd rather pay somebody to do my oil change because that 30 minutes of my time is more valuable to me than the price of the oil change. People are like, out of touch, out of touch. I'm just trying to get along, man. I'm just trying to make friends. Streamers will be like, I'm getting my oil changed right now. And then 1,000 people will go off on them. It's not an invitation to have an argument. You make fun of streamers for using DoorDash, though? Yes, like everybody else, I'm a hypocrite. But usually I don't necessarily, it's not that I make fun of streamers for using DoorDash, is I make fun of streamers for saying, hang on, my DoorDash is here, when they're streaming, which is very funny to me. Why is it funny? I don't know. I haven't teased that apart yet. I'm still working on that one, cerebrally speaking.
Putting for a par now.
Oh, I'm bad again. I was focusing on golf instead of talking.
And a little slide down the standings after that hole.
Where are we at? 9th hole? Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Looking to bounce back after that bogey, and they've got a great opportunity.
They're cheering for me. They love me.
Well, Rich, isn't this a lovely sort of teaser for these players on the
Same thing. You know what the one that gets me? This is like the one where you lose me. Twice a year, I get my winter tires changed to summer tires, or like all seasons, and vice versa.
There's one massive difference. You just
The oil change, I understand. With a little bit of elbow grease, I could easily do it myself. The tires, it drives me crazy. People are like, why don't you just make friends with somebody that has a jack? Drive it over to their garage, jack it up, and then you and this dude with a couple of torque wrenches, you could change your... Because I don't, listen, could I do it with practice and if somebody taught me? Yes. At the same time, I don't want to be driving on the Sea to Sky Highway and my front right tire pops off and my car flips over 100 times down a mountain and submerges my family in the Pacific Ocean, I'm like... You could do it, jacks are cheap. Yeah, but you don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it. In a relative sense, getting the tires changed is cheap as well. The most expensive part of it is me having to watch 2 episodes of The Family Feud in their waiting room, trying not to fall asleep. Sometimes they don't even have The Family Feud on. That's even worse. They have that show on HGTV where a dude builds people artisan tree houses, and that's where I'm like, could you change the tires a little faster? That's one of the worst shots that's ever been made.
nicely done.
Just about 8 feet left to the hole.
I will say, though, they did get me one time. Usually when I go,
rails looking good.
they're like, do you want to get your tires aligned as well?
Coming up here.
Wait, no, is it aligned or rotated? I can't remember because I don't know what I'm talking about anyway. To the end of the day. One of those two. Which one of those is more, which one of those is often offered free and which one of those is usually an upcharge? Rotated is usually free, aligned is usually more expensive. Rotate is often expensive, alignment is usually free. What the hell? Okay, alignment is usually about $100. Rotation's usually free. All right. So here's how it went down. Every time I go get my tires changed, they go, do you want an alignment? And then 4 times out of 5, I say no. And then this time I said, you know what? I haven't had it done for like 4 years or something like that. Why don't you go ahead and do an alignment? I thought that it would be like $40. And then when I got the invoice, it was like an extra $100 charge. And I was like, you can just do that? All I did was, you asked me a question, I said yes, and now I have to pay you money? I don't even have to sign like a contract or anything like that? Meanwhile, anytime a video game changes anything, I've got to hit the A button 17 times and pretend to have read like 14 legal agreements. We've updated our privacy policy because there was a class action lawsuit related to V-Bucks, and yes, 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 yes. Just let me buy Bender, bro. My store's going to rotate soon. But at the store, you could just be like, hey, do you want a service? Yeah, give me money. What the hell? It hardly seems fair. Just because I told you to do something and you did it, now I have to pay you currency? I don't know about that. It makes me sick.
And choosing the 8 iron here.
Well, that was a terrible
A
shot.
couple under at this stage. Currently tied for 9th.
Yes, yes, yes. End user license agreement, so good. Oh, man. That's damn true. Bzz, I just accepted cookies. Bzz, cookies. I just accepted cookies. Yum, yum. Very slow. I disagree, personally. I disagree.
3 strokes back.
How much do you watch NPC streams? Like 0, unless someone tweeted one, in which case I will watch a 30-second clip of one and go, ha ha ha. That's about it. Doesn't make up much of my media diet. But nor does like anything, really.
Yeah, putting for
Although I did watch the first 2/3 of They Cloned Tyrone the other day. It seems like a good movie. Will I finish the last third?
Now 5 strokes behind.
Probably should. Probably should.
Off here at the 11th.
But here's the thing. I could watch the last 1/3 of something I've already started watching that I know is pretty
Tee shot
good.
looks pretty good.
Or I could watch the first 2/3 of a new thing, which could be the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. That's a tough value proposition. Like, I know old thing, I already know what old thing's like. But new thing could be could be the best movie of all time.
Getting ready to play their third. 5 shots off the pace.
Yeah, take me up. Slow me down. I think this might be a little... It might be a little the most perfect shot I've ever seen. It's the power of manifesting, positive thinking. It was a great shot.
Almost
It
won
was.
the hole. Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie.
Oh, for birdie!
Way to bounce back. Good way to make up for
We're
the
so
bogey
back.
last. And what a way to jump into the top 10.
Did you see the Talon versus Liquid Ancient race yesterday? Yep. What was this shot? I'm just promising you that's not what my fingers did there.
That was wonderfully done. Sitting
I drew an hourglass. This is why I can't play fighting games. Did you see the 9-year-old boxing match? I did. I saw the poster for the boxing match between the two 9-year-olds. I got to be honest with you. Maybe you say this is like not something I should comment on. It looks like the kid on the right is in for a long day. I was going to say night, but I imagine that's because they're 9. They probably start the fight at like 11 a.m. Kid on the left looked lean and mean. Kid on the right does not look like he has been taking his training as seriously.
Not a bad approach.
What are you talking about?
Made birdie on
There
the
was
last.
a poster that went viral for a boxing match between two 9-year-olds in South Carolina. Maybe North Carolina. I was going to say which one's the bad Carolina. Oh, that would be a good one to get Chad started on. Both of them? Listen, I think both Carolinas are pretty close, right? We all know there's a bad Virginia. Sorry. I should say a bad. I should say a worse. They could both be bad. Oh!
Frustrating. Looks like a
I
pretty
can't stop looking at
straightforward
this
time for
poster.
today.
Tell me I'm crazy, right?
Just
Oh
And this one is for bogey.
no! I mean, if you were a betting man, who would you bet on in that boxing match? Kid on the left or kid on the right?
But after a bogey at the last, they're looking for a big drive on this hole.
Kid on the left is screwed. Kid on the right has murder eyes.
Looks to have chosen the 7-iron.
Holy cow, that was dangerous. I would bet on Child Protective Services stepping in. Maybe this is a controversial take. I mean, I'm not sure that 9-year-olds should be fighting each other. But, like, as long as they're wearing, like, proper equipment and they've got, like, a medic on hand and stuff, like,
An opportunity.
it's just amateur boxing, right? Like, if they're doing, like, bare-knuckle brawls with no helmets on and stuff like that, like,
Just a tiny
if it's for
bit.
bogey too, I'm washed.
And unfortunately dropping back to
For adults' entertainment?
Let's see
What are you
happens
saying?
here at the
Well, like,
14th.
if two 16-year-olds were boxing and they build it as like an amateur boxing match, people would be like, oh, that's good. They're putting their, you know,
Pummeled.
their teenage time into something productive that's like, you know, I mean, I was going to say it's good for them, but it's like, it's good for their fitness. It maybe is bad for them if they get injured, but yeah, but you 9-year-old kids are playing football and stuff like that. I'm not saying that kids should be fighting each other in backyard brawls. I guess all I'm saying is, when can a kid start to box in like in a safe environment? Don't say never. We live in the real world. People will be like, never. By the way, did you watch the streamers kick the shit out of each other in the chess boxing event? That's different. They're adults and they had training. Yeah, they had like 3 weeks of training. You saw, I'm not saying I would do any better. I'm just saying it takes a little longer than that to really, you know, get the impulse to constantly keep your hands up. Ooh!
Oh, this is on a fantastic line. Is it the right distance?
Must have been a good take because the shot was amazing.
Coming up here at the 14th.
Luke, nothing gets past you. Yes, this kid is a stud.
Looking to ride the momentum after coming off a birdie here with this shot.
I was going to say you wouldn't catch me getting concussed by a 9-year-old. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that was mashed. And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
No shot. Cat Williams. Cat Williams would be like, there's no shot I'm getting concussed by a 9-year-old. Hey. Those kids were not 9, and they jumped him. It's like because Twitter thinks I'm super into the NBA, which I am now. There will always be like those engagement farmers who are like, okay, if you can score a bucket on a 5th grader, you get $1 million. On an 8th grader, you get $5 million. On a high schooler, you get $10 million. On a Division I NCAA basketball player, you get $50 million. On an NBA player, you get $100 million. On prime Kobe, you get $500 million. Who you taking? I believe I could probably score a bucket on the best 5th grade basketball player in America. But I will say, I do think it might be close. Because you will always see like it'll be like, hey, check out this 5th grader in Wyoming, and he's like 6'4", and like he literally just goes and stands under the basket, and then the team of like dudes that are half his height just heave him the ball, and he just goes like, and the score is like 90-4. But I still think with an adult male physique, I could take him in basketball. I'm gonna have a speed advantage. I'm gonna have a stamina advantage. I'm going to have a musculature advantage. Here's the thing. I just say, listen, if you're 6'4" in the 5th grade, what are you going to be? You're going to be like 6'4", 110 pounds. I'm just backing you up to the basket. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I've got a grown man's lower body. If I dribble and I start pushing it back, you're not stopping me. You simply don't have the force to stop me from just constantly moving it back. And then I back you up, I back you up, I back you up. Fake cross, layup. Let's be honest, I'm not hitting the jumper on this kid. 8th grader, no chance. No shot. I would not risk going up against the best 8th grader in America in basketball. He would torch me. But 5th grader, I think we could have a game. They're going to move around you, hit it out of your hands. It's not going to go down like that, honestly. I know because when you think back to when you were a kid, you were like, "Oh, I ran around all the time." But like when you're prepubescent, like that's a child's musculature. A relatively normal adult versus a 5th grade kid in the 100-meter dash, you better torch them. You got so many advantages. Can somebody look up the American record for a 5th grader in the 100-meter dash? Look it up. It's not even, I would absolutely torch the average 5th grader. If it was average, I would go up against the average 8th grader, and I think I would beat them in basketball. Because I was the average 8th grader. But if we're talking about the best in the country, I could have a chance against the best 5th grader. 12.81 seconds. Holy cow, that kid's fast as fuck, bro. All right, how about like 9-year-olds? How about what's the fastest a 9-year-old's ever run the 100-meter dash? That's fast as hell. Holy cow. Good for him though. 12.82? What the hell? These kids were not running 12.8s when I was in the 5th grade. It was like an 18-second 100-meter dash. What are they feeding these kids? This is crazy. Okay, how about now that you've looked that up, can you look up average 34-year-old adult 100-meter dash? I truly have no concept of how fast I could run a 100-meter dash. It's not going to be world record, so that'll be our lower bound. An average man, the average man jogging speed. This is a 100-meter dash. It's not a 100-meter jog. 15 seconds? Okay, can you Google above average 34-year-old man 100-meter dash?
This will be a good bogey. This looks like it's got the speed and the line.
Teeing off here on the 16th hole.
You're not above average? Have you seen adults? I'm definitely an above average sprinter for a 34-year-old man. The average 34-year-old man in North America wears a silk button-up tucked into chinos, and the silk button-up has short sleeves. There's no, I'm not saying I'm an elite sprinter. I'm saying I think I beat the average. Plus, I already walk on my toes. Toe walking is the ideal gait for running. It's one of the few advantages that toe walkers have. I'm telling you that's true. I'm not saying that means that I'm an elite sprinter. I'm just saying there's one built-in advantage. This would be an insane albatross, huh? A non-elite athlete can run 100 meters in 13 to 14 seconds. However,
That's a pretty
Olympic
good play there,
qualifying
Rich.
times are much
Right up
lower.
the
Oh,
surface.
well, okay, I believe that.
Play, Luke,
13
like
to
to see on
14
this par
seconds.
five.
And here we are with the third shot.
Yeah, okay. I'll +2 that. I still think I'm taking... If we're playing 21, I'm beating the best fifth grader in America. Well, let's be honest. Okay, am I beating the best fourth grader in America? You already know my position. It's laughable to think that I would lose to the best second grader in America. That's a little kid. They're like 3 feet tall. They can't do the 7-year-olds. They dribble like up here. They dribble like Timothy Chalamet. I'm not insanely good at basketball, but there's no shot I'm losing to a kid that's dribbling like this. Okay, so second grade, I'm crushing them. Third grade, I still think I clear them easy. Fourth grade, maybe we start to have like a competition. Fifth grade, I think they're starting to get some skills. Like a fifth grader that's wearing normal clothes, I clear him easy. A fifth grader that goes to school in a basketball jersey every day, that might be a little tougher. Because their whole life is ball, but...
Ooh, that almost went down. And this putt to move into the top 20. And mark it down. That's birdie number 7. On
Look
the
up
score.
highlights from the best fifth grader
He
in
moves to
America.
1 under par.
Yeah, but is there a highlight of them playing against an average 34-year-old man? Because that's really what I need to see. Like, I don't want to see a fifth grader going up against other fifth graders and just, like, killing them. I want to see a fifth grader, like, playing ball against their dad, assuming that he's not LeBron James. Are we calling fouls? Well, here's the thing. I'm like an old school NBA fan, you know, from like the Pistons era, when Dennis Rodman was still called the Worm before he got into politics. So, of course, I mean, I'm going to be eating glass.
That's the kind of strike that's going to make them come back every day of the week.
Yeah, to fish my ball out of the water. Oh.
That'll work. Up on the dance floor. Could have been worse. Trying to get to 2 under with this putt.
All right, guys. This for 2 birdies in a row.
She jinxed me. She freaking jinxed me. Oh!
Just 3 feet to the cup.
Best fifth grader in the country right now is Mason Broyles, and NL clears him easy. Let's go.
Teeing off on the final hole of this round.
You're over, Mason Broyles.
From around 170 yards.
At the 2031 NBA draft, I'm gonna clear you. Well, no, but right now I'm ahead of you in the prospect list. In 2031, you'll probably be ranked higher than me if I had to guess. But it's all politics anyway. Dude, you know what would be really funny? Not for the kids, it would probably like mess up their self-esteem. But like in every sporting event for like elementary school students,
Perfect lead.
they should line up like 7 sprinters in the lane, and then the 8th lane should just be like the social studies teacher. Just to give the audience a comparison of like how fast the kids actually are. Because I think that like, I think it would be funny to see how they fared against like Miss Jenkins, who just like goes to a couple Pilates classes a month and otherwise is too swamped just trying to keep like her life in order. A reality check lane. Yeah, like the same way, you know, when Roman generals came back from successful war campaigns and they had a triumph, they had the people whispering in their ear. Could be like that. It could be like, you're not that fast. You're not that fast. I'm not even a runner. I'm fucking crushing you. I just beat you by 2 seconds.
That is hunting for the hole.
Oh, no, it isn't. How did that not go in?
Putt for a final score of 71. And that's how he signs off on this event.
Hey, achievement unlocked. Where did I finish? Pro golfer?
Bright spots in there.
Tied for
Top 20
17th.
finish in the PGA
We're
Tour
improving our
is
club
still
at
a
least.
solid showing.
Okay, we're playing Cook Serve Delicious 3
Well, that just
at
about
noon,
concludes our
but
coverage.
first,
I'm Luke Elvey, and on behalf of Rich
I think I can
Williams,
fit in another 18 holes. I just have to play insanely fast. We're 23rd in the season standings. That could be worse. Golf is popular, man. Speed round.
2K Sports and the Corn Ferry Tour are proud to bring you today's event.
It is funny to me that, like,
Coverage of the
you're
King
right.
Classic is set to kick off.
Streamers are always talking about, like, who could beat who in a boxing match. No streamer is ever like, I bet I could run longer than other streamer.
Really cool opening tee shot with the city views in the background. However, don't get low.
Oh, he's like, oh, if we got in the ring, I think I would clear him easy. It's never like, oh, if we started to run, I bet they would be huffing and puffing and I would still be in zone 2.
Green that's well protected by bunkers both right and left. An opening par here is a fantastic score.
I'm looking forward to today, that's for sure.
They should do a streamer Peloton event. That's basically what I'm saying. Slow?
Uh-oh.
Joke's on you. I like being in the Mickey Mouse bunker.
Here's a chance to get up and down from the green side.
Simply ran a 5K and nobody followed up on the challenge. With all due respect to all streamers who may have been involved in this, that's so funny. Because a 5K is literally like 27 minutes of jogging. I'm not saying it's like the easiest thing to do in the world. I'm just saying, like, if you were talking like he ran like a half marathon or something like that and challenged people and nobody took him up on it, I'd be like, that makes sense. That's a lot of training to get that kind of aerobic base. But I mean, a 5K, you can go couch to 5K in what, 6 weeks? Stop lying to people. A 5K is 19 minutes? Not for like a normal person. That's like really fast.
This next putt, it's for bogey.
When I ran a lot, my jogging pace was probably like,
So does an
you know,
opportunity. Take full advantage.
27, 26 minutes for a 5K. If I was really pushing it, I bet I could get like, 21, 22. But like 19 is fucking quick, bro.
Oh, you couldn't paint a better picture. Gorgeous.
27-minute 5K means you're not fast at sprinting. You saying that means you don't know anything about running, because most of the time you run is not running at your fastest pace possible. You're getting in lots of miles to build your aerobic base. Dummy. You do like a few easy runs a week, and then you do one run where you test your pace, which is usually a shorter distance, and then you do one long-ass run where you load up like 17 audiobooks, leave at your house at 5 a.m. and come back for lunch.
Going with
Very slow?
And here we are with their four.
Ooh.
This putt for par here.
Listen, I would not say I have the fastest 40 time on Twitch. That's ridiculous. All I'm saying is
And this
I
one's
think
moving up on the leaderboard after
I think I clear the average 100-meter dash for men in my age group. Now, I'm not average for people who would describe themselves as runners. I'm talking about the straight up average. People who are professional sprinters and people who have never run in their life. Maybe the median.
Back to this pin.
You can just go do it right now. Maybe, Dan, are you here? I should fly to Michigan and we can rent our gymnasium. We could do a basketball. Pros versus Joes, but actually it's Joes versus Joes. The average Joe's fitness challenge. I would say, and I think I have a reasonable
Club up.
estimation of my own physical abilities, okay?
Oh, that's a high caliber shot.
Maybe I overestimate them slightly, which I think is a lots of, the overconfidence bias is a real thing for a reason, you know? But I'm going to be honest with you. Dan, without a doubt, I think Dan clears me in running because he runs. I think he clears me in basketball as well because I have not shot a basketball in a long time. With all due respect to Dan, because it's only because someone in chat asked and I need a win here, I crush him on the bike. I mean, that's like the freebie. The basketball for him is a freebie. The bike for me is a freebie. Now, I think Dan clears the league average in running, biking, and basketball. I think I clear the league average in running and biking. Now, basketball, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. I don't know how good the average American is at basketball. I would think that it would be a close fight.
That one raced by. Bit of work coming back. Just
But I don't want it to be me versus Dan. Oh, come on.
top effort that. Putting for
I want it to be me and Dan versus America.
slide happening here on the leaderboard. See if you can bounce back. Here we are at Echo Park Golf Club, the fourth hole, and it's a big brute of a par four.
Off the tee, your eyes look down the left-hand side and see two.
What about a
massive
strongman
holes,
event?
obviously the water. So anything right of that is just
It's a tough one for me. Again, I don't want to overestimate my abilities.
Downhill just a little bit to
Is it
along
insane to
the
think that I think I can lift,
distance control with that second shot is
I can do a
absolutely
weight
imperative if
lift
they want to have a good look.
more than the average American my age, but I can't pick up a real object as heavy? I think my human mind has, has limiters on it.
Missed the hole.
Like if you ask me, like, hey NL, what could you shoulder press?
And Henny, what are they looking
I
at
bet
here?
with God as my witness, I think I could shoulder press 260s overhead. Not 260, 260-pound dumbbells. If you asked me to pick up a 120-pound object, like a TV, I would be like, I think the max TV weight I could pick up would probably be like 35 pounds. Even if they put handles on it. Shoulder press is harder than you think? Yeah, I know, because I do it.
Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hold.
Well, I think they fell in love with the line, forgot about
Are
the
we
pace.
+2?
Here we are at the fifth hole.
TVs are pretty easy to carry. I got to disagree with you on that one because we just had our 75-incher delivered. And it was, I thought I would be a hero and set it up while Kate was streaming. And I was able to get it out of the box, but when it came time to lift it up on the entertainment unit, I was like, there's two reasons I can't do it. One reason I can't do it is because it's heavy. The other reason I can't do it is because I don't have a 75-inch wingspan. I couldn't get my arms around it.
Oh, that was such a good stroke.
I hate the announcers, man.
Couple of inches away from finding that one. A par putt on the table. Trailing by 6 shots after that.
I mean, you got to be Victor Wembanyama to get your arms around a 75-inch TV.
Hoping they play this one aggressively.
Oh, that looked like a bit of an ugly swing there.
Wrong?
And Henny, what kind of a shot are they facing this time?
He's got.
Sorry, we just have to play a little
140, I'd
faster.
say.
Doesn't wingspan refer to the diagonal?
This one needs to
The
keep
diagonal of what?
outstanding approach shot.
Of all the shots
Oh,
I
the
like the most,
TV.
that
Yeah,
one
sorry,
was
the
right up there.
TV refers to the diagonal.
Opportunity to make a birdie.
I was like, the diagonal of my arms?
Started this
Oh.
perfectly.
And that should secure the par on this.
It's like, I'm pretty sure they're the same length, whether I hold them at an angle or at a,
Love the long hole
or straight out.
to the par 5.
I could be wrong, though. Fast, slow, fast, slow.
Nicely done. Second shot here on the 7th.
Speed golf. I would put myself in probably the middle quartile of Americans at virtual speed
And
golf.
here we are with the 3rd shot.
Good approach. What's the middle quartile? Good point. Suppose that would be... I'm going to say the upper middle because I'm being kind to myself today.
Starts off on a good line.
Oh!
Gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? A par putt awaits.
Middle quintile. That's what I meant.
One stroke advantage. Let's see what happens.
Here's a
here at
great
the
question. Do you prefer grilled or crispy chicken in your Caesar salad? The answer is yes, please. But the second answer, I'm glad to see a lot of people agreeing with me on this one already,
Looks like this
is
one's
I think at
boned
most restaurants grilled. And you always have to be a grilled chicken defender
Wreaking havoc with that shot. Disappointing.
if you order grilled chicken. You always have to be like, oh, why are you getting grilled chicken? Don't you know a Caesar salad is already bad for you?
What's he looking at with this putt?
It's kind of the same as being like, you know, why are you putting your aluminum cans in the recycling bin? Don't you know that the earth is already warming regardless? But anyway, sometimes I think grilled chicken, to me, just tastes better in a Caesar salad. You already get a very high notes of oiliness from the dressing. Oh, look at the stroke, brother.
That was a narrow miss.
Trying to cast a Hadoken.
Yeah, well hold. Let's move on to the next.
This is not going well.
And now we find
I just think a grilled chicken just it just feels better in a Caesar salad for me, regardless of health reasons. But I'm not against crispy chicken if that's what it comes with. Also, for some reason, grilled chicken at a restaurant goes crazy. I don't know if it's because they brine it first or because they use more fat when cooking it than I would at home. But it is actually like, it feels like a different meat at a restaurant than it does at your house.
Didn't that look good for
Good
a long
God.
time? This putt just 5 feet away from the hole.
It's not just fat though.
For pie here.
Sorry. Come on.
And the putt drops.
Because like it's a different texture. I'm not trying to be the guy who said there's 3D printed chicken at
With the honors on a par 5.
Walmart. But I will say, when I buy chicken from the grocery store, it's like a little, not bad, but it has sinews. When I eat grilled chicken at a restaurant, it's like one uniform,
That's nicely
juicy
done. Getting ready to
poultry
play the third.
meatloaf. Not processed though, just like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Playing their 4th shot.
We're still getting a par here, without a doubt in my mind. They tenderize it. Ah, that's my thing. I'm a streamer. I don't know how to use a hammer.
All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Yeah, they've left it in the perfect spot here. just below
Some
the
40
hole.
feet away.
Be aggressive up
Oh!
That shot's so good, we need to have another look.
I need to see this again because I still can't believe they hold that.
What, you said I was in the perfect spot. Now you can't believe I hold it? Make up your mind.
The 11th at Echo Park is a par 4 stretching at 430 from the back tee.
Just a slight bit uphill off the tee shot. Find a spot at that far bunker.
We're so back.
that you want to aim at.
Anyway,
Go ahead
those are
and
my
turn
thoughts.
loose. From there, second
But I'm a
shot,
big believer in
nice little meandering
grilled
shape
chicken
that
Caesar
wants
salad
to
being the
golf
ultimate
course.
order at
Great.
almost any restaurant in
More
North
like
America.
appearance, but I gotta say, this is really one of the coolest holes
He's Caesar
on
salad
golf.
posting
I
again,
love
but
it.
And here we are with the 3rd
I'm a simple man. If there's a chicken Caesar salad on the menu and it's surrounded by 11 burgers, I'm getting the chicken Caesar salad. Why? Because it tastes better.
on the green now, but
That's just sad for North America. Americans, when the menu doesn't even have Jagerwurst, pork and deer processed sausage with head cheese in it. Is it good? No, not really, but it's based on a recipe from a Bohemian recipe from the 11th century. It's served with the worst bread you've ever seen in your entire life. It's pitch black and it's made exclusively of oats.
That was a gallant attempt. His putt is of 9 feet.
That one hurt me because that's essentially my ideal
Nice
meal.
line.
Oh.
I don't want to drop any more shots. Let's make this for double. Well, that's a shame. That'll drop them down the standings. That's for sure.
You can dunk on America for a lot of stuff, but like, and I do as well. So like, let's be honest here. That being said, when people dunk on American food, like I'm giving you a huge dub here, America. Please don't squander it. America is getting maligned for the wrong reasons. You should be making fun of the fact, not that the food tastes bad, because in most parts of America you can get like extremely good food. You should be dunking on the fact that at every restaurant on earth, it comes out in a portion size that is like 4 times more than any adult should eat in a single meal. And then the second thing you should dunk on them for is, no, that's because in America, when you go to a restaurant and you order a meal, it's common sense. When you order a meal, that's not what you can eat in one sitting. Everybody knows that when you order food at a restaurant, you're supposed to get enough food to eat until it feels like your stomach is going to burst. And then you say, excuse me, can I get this packed up? And then they bring you a styrofoam container. You shovel another meal into that. Go home, put it in your fridge, say you're going to eat it tomorrow for lunch, then get a little peckish around 8 p.m., eat a couple bites, and then say, well, that's not even enough for lunch tomorrow, so I'm going to just finish the whole thing now, and then go to bed sick to your damn stomach.
Now has a 1-stroke advantage.
Those are the two things you can make fun of American food for, or at least restaurant food. The quality of the food, I mean, if you're eating bad in America, that's on you. And tipping? Yeah, okay. Well, but that's the same in Canada, to be honest. So I can't really pretend on that one. Except, listen, I live in a pretty good food city, but if we're talking about nationally speaking, America clears Canada on food. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
Facing a little up and down here to save the par. How close was that to going down? There's part of about 6 feet coming up.
We have better McDonald's barbecue sauce? Wait, really? Because the Canadian McDonald's barbecue sauce is pretty good.
Confirms the par. And after that performance, they'll stay right where they are in the standings. Next up is a par 4.
What is this, hole 14? We got 6 minutes? Oh, we make it easy.
And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Canadian ketchup is ass? We literally just eat Heinz. Does everybody eat Heinz? No. Some people eat French's for national pride reasons, but like, that's not my tribe.
Here, preferably to the left. And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard.
That's in.
This is
It's a laser beam!
what a big putt to make that one. Moments like that deserve another viewing.
How does Vancouver's food scene compare to Seattle?
Amazing putt from way out.
I love Seattle, okay?
6 over par.
I genuinely, I very much like
This hole is a par 4.
urban Washington.
Coming off a birdie at the last hole, this player
It's-
finally is making something happen. Looking forward to the next
I
hole.
live in Vancouver, so I've had more opportunity to be exposed to better
From around
cuisine.
180 yards out.
Going to Seattle as a tourist, you might not know, the joints that are the best and the joints that are the worst. That being said, I think it clears it easy. I think that Vancouver clears my impression from having been in Seattle, I don't know, for 2 months total in my entire life.
Good shot by him. He'll be
And anytime I've been in Seattle, I've basically eaten out
There's 17 feet
every
remaining
meal
to
because
the
I've been
hole.
at PAX
This for back-to-back birdies.
or a Hatsune Miku concert.
Rolling end to end, this looking
Oh.
nice.
I would say that
Not sure
Vancouver
if
clears it in my
those could
opinion.
belie the land there, Rich. That's well holed.
It sounds like you only eat bad, healthy nonsense. Bro, Caesar salad is like a concentrated cardiac arrest. It just tastes good. Don't do that. People were like, you probably ate the overpriced crap. Same thing. I went to England and I was like, hey, Twitter followers, what's up with the food scene in England? It doesn't seem that good. And they were like, where are you? And I was like, London. And they were like, oh, London? Duh. It's like the 8th largest city in the world. It's a world-class city. It's got 30 million people in it. You want good food, you don't go to London. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to rent a car, drive down the wrong side of the road on the M4. You're going to go down to Brighton Beach. Once every 10 days, if you're in a waxing gibbous moon, there's a man with a shack on the seaside that serves a hell of a chip buddy. You're in London? Let me guess, you're also going to tell us our beers suck. Meanwhile, you don't realize that beer and ale are two different things here for no reason.
Well, that hole's behind us. More to play. And par 4 awaits at this next hole.
A rough double bogey in the last hole. This hole is really tough now.
I'm so ass. Was this the whole 17? Just send it, man. They wouldn't steer me wrong. All ales are beer, not all beers are ales. Literally, just shut up. You might even be right, but shut up. Like, it just doesn't matter. Ale is beer, bro. Ale is beer. Ball is life. He will not divide us.
Seems to have chosen the 3-wood.
Ale doesn't have hops. It's all beer. I'm sorry. America's got this one right, too. You want me to take America's side on an issue? Just pit him against England.
Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me. Okay, steady now. This next putt now.
Lager's beer, ale's not beer. Well, actually, lager is cold fermented, whereas previously, prior to the invention of cold brewing, all beer had been fermented at room temperature. So I would know lager's a different kind of beer. It's called a coldie. We got, oh, you wanted to get a lager? No. You don't go to a pub to get a lager. You have to go to a coldie house. It's completely different.
This one's heading towards the cabbage.
Hey, Psychedelic Gazelle, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Appreciate it. This one's for you. You know what? Yeah, this one's for you. You could take that one. Never mind. I take it back. You don't deserve that one, quite frankly.
Extremely long putt. We might even have to hinge on this one.
Or that one.
That's disappointing. A 9-foot chance here.
Oh! Okay, go. No! Yes!
Now in the books. Good luck next time.
Okay. I'm going to go set this up and go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 2 minutes to play some late game Cook Serve Delicious 3. See you soon.
Well, on behalf